Broadcasting from the Plus One Heating and Air Studio. From a transmitter as powerful as a hairdryer. Hey, we got it on high. This is Live 95, Coleman's independent radio. WRJM-LP, Coleman, Alabama.
And it's 4 o'clock and time for the elephant in the room. Hello, elephant.
Hey, we're here. We did make it.
Is he talking to you or me?
Well, I'm a little overweight. I don't know about you, but I didn't think I was quite elephant size.
No, I don't think you're quite elephant size yet.
No insults on the show were intentional.
Yeah, true.
Well, okay.
But I've got bonkered before for unintentional things.
Yeah, that can happen. You're right.
This is the elephant in the room, where the subject matter discussed may or may not be
something you want to talk about.
Something you want to talk about.
Or hear about.
Well, now, I don't know if you don't want to hear about it, you can turn your radio off. If you'd like to talk about it, you could call 256-737-9505. Yeah.
There you go. You still remember.
Yeah. And then starting the show, just allow me to say ni hao, which is Chinese for hello, or hi, or good morning.
Hard to tell with the Chinese.
Yes, it is.
And let me notify you, they can't turn the radio off because we locked it in and ripped the knob off.
All right. Yeah,
Right.
they cannot turn it off, so y'all stuck with it.
Not that radios have knobs anymore, but it's all good.
And you can also go to Facebook and you can stream it.
Yeah, and what is that channel there?
Coleman Live 95.5.
Yeah, I believe on Facebook it's Live 95 Coleman.
Live 95. I got Coleman in the wrong place, yeah.
Because we keep changing the words around.
Yeah. Keep people on
And
their toes.
have people calling our phones and, important things.
They're already calling Richard.
I know.
That's your fan club?
Yeah, telling me get off the phone, get off the radio. You know you can't do that. Well, what we were going to talk about, because the latest thing in the news is that China and the U.S. may be starting to really talk about what's
They
going
are
on.
softening their stance.
Yeah, but neither one wants to admit it.
Well, you can't. You've got to look big and bad. And, I mean, if you're a dictator, you certainly don't want to look like you're namby-pamby. And if you're Donald Trump, nobody
sure
knows
don't
what he
want
wants to look like.
Yeah, can't help some of it.
But he can't wear a black suit to the Pope's funeral.
No, everybody else was.
Sorry, Richard, I had turned your mic off when I came in there, but
Oh,
I turned it
okay.
back on, so you're welcome.
Well, I probably didn't need to say what I said anyway. So anyway, what kinds of things do you think are on that list of exempted products? that
Automotive.
Well, okay, let me read you. The full list has not been released as
definitely
far
not.
as I know.
Have they restricted tickets to the University of Alabama graduation ceremonies? Just wondering.
I don't think so. I think
Trump's going to be there tonight doing the speech.
I know, and not only that, but
So I would not try to travel in Tuscaloosa tonight.
Oh.
I would just stay home.
I would not even
Nick
go
Saban's
down.
going to be there too, which is
Yeah.
why they're
Two of America's most popular people. My mic's too hot. Okay, I'll go turn me down some.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to you.
Well, we
If you'd like to help run Live 95, let me know.
Yeah, this is a voluntary position, though. Don't come out here thinking you're going to get money, right?
Yeah, something like that. No comment. We don't get old. Our salary is probably worth what we give them. But
Yeah, you're getting about what you pay for.
No, it's aircraft engines.
Aircraft
That's one of
engines.
them.
Now that is separated from the put together aircraft that they turned around
Right.
and sent back.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah. Microchips, imagine that. All those microchips they've been wanting to sneak and buy and everything else.
Yeah.
They're going to exempt those from that 125% tariff.
Yeah.
Pharmaceuticals. Now, we get our raw base from them for our pharmaceuticals.
Now, are
But
these the things that they're exempting or we're exempting?
Right. They're exempting from
exempting.
incoming tariffs.
Okay.
Okay. and then ethane imports, not methane, but ethane. And I'm not sure what those are.
Yeah, I was going to say, we need to Google that one. I'm still too hot, but okay. Did I turn your mic down?
Well, you can move the mic back a little. I guess that might help. I don't know.
Hello. Hey, that's better. Yeah, good point.
You're good.
Okay.
So why the Chinese then have let it be known that the U.S. was the ones that approached them about meetings and all to trade, do the negotiation for trade. And, that just like they announced that it was the U.S. that was responsible for COVID.
Who announced that? China?
Yeah,
that was nice of them.
Too. Well, think about it this way. With China, they are admitting the opposite of what they say. Because it's pretty well known that the odds are that COVID virus was released by accident from the Wuhan viral laboratory.
Everybody cross your fingers, put them behind your back now. Yeah, right.
Now, I have a friend who thinks they were it was deliberately. And
I might be another one that thinks it's deliberate. Ethylene is a hydrocarbon which has the formula blah, blah, blah. It is a colorless, flammable gas with a faint, sweet, and musky odor when pure.
Well, that's ethylene.
Yeah, ethylene.
Ethane is a series of carbon compounds.
Well, I mean, some people think Anthony Fauci went over there and opened the door himself and let it out, but I'm not one of them.
That might be a little bit of an exaggeration.
No, it is, but he was somewhat instrumental in the lab, being there and being the repository for the viruses that they have been studying over there.
Yeah, and I am one that think that he got us in two ways. He got us in getting it started, and he went the wrong way getting it stopped.
Well, yeah, they had been. I don't think they're still receiving any funds, but they did from the U.S. I've forgotten what department up until like January maybe of this year.
It was a bunch, though.
It was, yeah, and it was. And I never understood that. I mean, I just never have. But that's just kind of what's going on with that.
So what else are they exempting?
Well,
or lowering that? Maybe not always exempt, but lowering at least
microchips.
Yeah, microchips.
Now that's
electronics, cell phones.
Yeah,
right.
Ironic that took place after he made a big announcement that he was going to get Apple to build plants here. Which, I mean, they probably will, but you can't snap your fingers and make a plant appear. I mean, it takes time.
You can't.
Right. And NVIDIA is the primary one they want their chips from, because those are the ones that are responsible for the majority of the AI
well, that was supposed to be a big deal until China came out with their own, and then
have
allegedly.
Have you heard much about that?
That kind of came and went, didn't it?
It did.
Did it crash?
No, they're saying that it was almost undoubtedly made with older versions of different chips, and that
did function properly.
But it did function. They found a way to make it function, but it's not. It uses too much energy, and it's not very efficient.
Well, no, I had heard that the Chinese version used less energy than NVIDIA did. Has that been debunked?
I believe so, but I had heard that it didn't. So
I'm a little behind on the news. I'm
not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that's
why do they not ask AI how to turn it down so it won't use as much energy?
Well, those chips may enjoy getting hot. You
never
know. What about? So I don't know what other chips. Got any idea?
Well, I knew that they had talked about cars. I mean, that's probably a good thing because there are a lot of foreign-made cars on American roads. But then I've also heard one of the plants, I think in Huntsville, has either paused or shut down production due to not being able to get parts from, I don't know, Canada maybe?
Mazda has cut down or shut down their U.S. manufacturing of autos because of the tariffs. At least that's what I'd heard.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that the parts that they use that's coming into the state because of the tariff would increase the price of the car,
dramatically.
Make it non-competitive.
And that is an Alabama firm. It's the new plant that was just opened, 2 years ago or something?
Mazda, Toyota?
Mazda somebody.
Yeah.
It's in Athens, I believe. That's anybody who's driven up 65 North, it's at the exit just past the Decatur exit.
310, I think.
No, that's
Coleman. Yeah, 334 is Decatur. And then past the bridge, you go right, and you're on 565. But is it past that? I guess.
No, I think that's where it is. It's
Athens,
not that far. But anyway,
just tell us the important thing. Is it before or after Buc-ee's? No, Buc-ee's doesn't advertise with us, so we don't know what Buc-ee's is. But
yeah, I've never been there.
I think Buc-ee's just got the money to advertise with us. But
I'm sure they do. I haven't been there. I'm not a fan of big. No,
I was there, and I'll be honest with you. There is another local barbecue place, and it's not Johnny's Barbecue, who also doesn't advertise with us. But it's in Dodge City, and it's really good. And the food there was much better than Buc-ee's, in my opinion.
Is it Mama and whatever his name is?
Well, it begins with a P and ends with a P.
Yeah, something like that. But how, I guess we're talking about things that really, or we have been talking about things that really have very little effect on our lives day to day. I mean, I can still get my eggs.
Oh, yeah.
I can still get this. I can still get that. We're talking about automobiles and all of that.
Yep.
What about foodstuffs?
Well,
what about lumber?
In the off-season...
Eggs are going back up!
Are they?
Yeah,
that's what they're saying.
A little bit, anyway. But here's the thing.
I haven't eaten lumber lately. I don't know if that's any good or not. But
not
sure my dentist would appreciate that.
You may have. They sometimes put sawdust in ice cream.
Interesting.
Is that one of those things you learned on the web?
One night, late, when I didn't have anything to do. But that's and I think that's where we're losing people. We're talking about cars and all of that, and most people now can't afford a new car anyway.
No. Well,
I can't even afford a used one.
The U.S. refuses to make an inexpensive car.
I have to jump in here because I heard we had our GDP update yesterday or day before yesterday.
Today.
And we were down.
GDP
gross yesterday.
And why were we down? One of the main reasons was decreased government spending. Can you believe that?
Gross domestic product.
Now let's all clap because that's what I voted for.
Elon.
I'm in favor of that one.
I mean, a lot of people had said under the Biden administration, or shall we refer to it as the Biden regime, or whoever was running the government back when Biden was sleeping in the White House.
A
lot of the increases in, I guess, GDP and productivity in the country was government spending.
Oh, yeah. Well, that and the COVID payments.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that
was a big, in my opinion, that's one of the biggest things that Trump did to hurt the economy that he could possibly.
Well, if it had ended when it was no longer needed, when it was no longer needed, then it would have been great. We would have had a little bit of increase in the national debt, but it would not have been
not like it is. Yeah.
But I am an Adam Smith disciple. Leave the market alone. Let the invisible hand regulate the market.
Well, I thought the mafia had a different, the black hand. Or something.
Yeah.
No. Okay, but you were asking about foodstuffs.
Yeah.
Okay,
almost
all of our fresh produce in the off season, winter, like early spring and late fall, comes from South America.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I believe most of those countries have gotten extra tariffs too. So we may see those prices going up.
Yeah, I heard a report recently that we would see that kick in probably full board in about 5 weeks.
Okay.
Sounds reasonable.
Well, hopefully by then we'll have...
Just in time for Memorial Day.
have a lot more of local produce available.
Yeah. True.
So that maybe won't be quite as bad a deal.
You realize the restaurants can't go out and just buy it off the open market. That has to be proven that it hadn't been used for this or that or whatever. Because I told my favorite coffee shop who has blueberry muffins, said, my blueberry bushes look like they're being good to me this year. How about if I bring you some blueberries? She said, I can't use them.
Wow.
Can't use them.
Oh, do they say their stuff is organic? Is that it?
No, but it has to be approved by
the FDA.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, I mean, if you go down to the corner, you can probably get a pretty good deal on a watermelon or strawberries or something like that. But if you go to the corner store, they're probably not from here.
They're not.
True. No.
Although,
and I've had both, and I can tell you which ones taste better. By golly, I'm a huge fan of local strawberries.
Oh, yes. Yeah, me too.
I haven't had
Warehouse
any of them
Discount. Warehouse Discount does tend to carry some local produce. Not a lot. I mean,
well, the farmers haven't jumped through all the hoops.
Well, I know some local farmers, and I know for a fact that many of them actually sell directly to Walmart, but their stuff doesn't stay here. It goes across country.
Yeah.
So well, then that's the way it works. Grown.
And I heard the story, how it happened. Like 20 years ago, some salesman was out trying to recruit farmers. Pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Well, and that means they have to pick things right at the first opportunity so they can ripen it in these trucks.
With gas.
Right.
Gas it. Mm-hmm. And so it'll be the right color when it gets to the store, and it won't.
All right, RFK Jr., I was hungry before you started talking.
And one day after Optimum, it's mushy and no good.
By the way, if you're listening and stuck at a stop sign or a red light and would like to tune in or participate, 256-737-9505. You don't want them to call, Howard?
Not while they're in a car, because that light's going to turn and they're going to drop the phone or whatever, you know.
Or run into somebody.
Yeah. Pull over to the side of the road.
Yeah, or something. Yeah. Wait till you get home and call us. Yeah. Or you can, I guess that'd be the way to do it. How does this fit? Why are things starting to loosen up a little between the U.S. and China?
I think both of them realize that they can either survive together or perish together.
Mm. Oh, I doubt that has a lot to do with it.
Not on the surface.
I think, right. I think, let's think about the size of the problem. The total trade between China and the U.S., any ideas what that is?
You and I have talked about
Probably billions.
Yeah. Well, it is billions, but it's not trillions.
No,
$583 billion.
Yeah.
That's $143.5 billion U.S. goods going to China, and roughly $439 billion worth of Chinese coming to the U.S.
So about 3 times as much going out as is coming in.
Well, coming in is going out in the U.S.
Yeah, I would believe that.
Okay, but now, are they our biggest trading partner?
I would guess no. Probably India's bigger than them.
Nope.
Okay.
Let me guess. Oh, I already know.
Yeah, you did. The biggest trading partner for the U.S. is Canada.
Hail to the Queen.
I know. It kind of caught me by surprise.
Not surprising, and they're angry with us right now. So.
Well, I wonder why.
We're trying to take them over.
Well, we want them part of the country.
Yeah.
The 51st state.
I thought that was going to be Greenland.
Well, I think
that's going to be a territory.
Yeah, we've been.
You know, I don't believe anything the man says. I mean, a lot of it is carefully chosen words to deflect, kind of like play defense.
Yeah.
While he almost is a wonderful symphony conductor because he can get the other side to just do whatever he wants.
Well, and I think a lot of this discontent is based on, okay, that gets everybody hot, right? But what happens when he backs off a little on his demands? That they're more willing to listen. I think that's really how that works.
Could be.
I hope it is. Otherwise, we're serious.
And I think, keep everyone so upset and milling around and moaning and griping and complaining. And you get away with murder over here with little things one by one.
Well, and they would otherwise maybe accept something that's about 2 steps past what they would have accepted before.
Yeah.
Well, everybody said he had lost his mind when he was going to rebuild the Gaza Strip. And then what happened? Like all of the local players over there stepped up and said, no, we don't want you to have to do it. We'll take care of it. Now, if they actually will or not, that's different. But
and that is
a good example.
It is. Now, the trade between the U.S. and Canada is $1.3 trillion.
And by the way, on his website now, he's selling Trump 28 hats.
Selling what?
Trump 2028 hats.
Why
not?
That's not going to happen.
Well, wait a minute. The bill has been introduced.
Oh, really? Okay. Well, good luck getting 2/3.
If it's in the House or the Senate, but
he doesn't have time to do it between now and then. No. You've got to go to the states.
And he would be older, older than Biden if he did that. Which, I mean, I'm not seeing him lose any mental faculties, and I know a lot of 84-year-olds. Weren't y'all 84? But
no, not yet.
I mean, most of them. I mean, my grandfather, when he was 84, he was still sharp as a tack. But I'm still not sure. The presidency is a pretty difficult job, but I'm not sure if it's up there or if it would be up there in the same levels as like running a mega corporation like Trump did. But I think he's got a little experience doing this.
Well, he does. He has a lot of experience keeping the balls in the air. You know what I'm talking about when you're juggling?
And he almost is to the point where he can make sure you're watching the right ball.
Yeah.
The one he wants you to watch. Mm-hmm.
And then you don't know whether these other two are in the air or not because you've lost total sight of them.
I even heard some talking heads the other day talking about how he's actually doing his cabinet meetings. And, previous presidents will bring the cameras in for the first 5 or 10 minutes, snap a picture that we're all here. Okay, y'all get out. We'll actually conduct business. Not under Trump. I mean, under Trump, it's like being on The Apprentice. They're all doing their actual cabinet meeting.
Oh, and they do it. They do as much as they can on camera, don't they?
They do. I mean, I'm not opposed to that.
Trump's government has run that.
Yeah.
And that's a huge difference from what it's.
Oh, absolutely. Been. I mean, it's very, very transparent, and he'll tell you that we're the most transparent administration.
Which is probably why he feels like he has to mislead the American people.
But there's still stuff going on behind closed doors.
Yeah, there is.
They're presenting the narrative that they want you to see.
Well, that's it. Well, like when Zelensky was escorted, run out of the White House, that was just staged. It was purposeful.
I like to reflect on that because so many people shut down Zelensky after that, but everything he said has come true. Yeah. Basically, he said, why are you giving Putin these concessions? He has never followed a ceasefire before. Why would he start now? Trump's like, why are you disrespecting me? I'm trying. Well, guess what? Putin has not done anything.
And now, President Trump is
changing his mind on that. Maybe
making rumbles about doing something different happening over there.
Okay, Victor Hansen, really kind of sharp guy.
Does he live in your phone? Just asking.
Yeah. On the economy, Trump has shattered expectations and flipped the global trade order on its head. Yeah. Everybody said he wiped out the stock market because he insisted on not just free trade, but fair trade, Hansen said. They mocked him for taking on China. Now the world is lining up to make deals.
Well, that's what he says. We haven't seen any of those deals announced.
And he said he was going to sanction China, and he did. Now, all of a sudden, we have 70 countries trying to negotiate. And as I'm speaking, nations such as Italy or Japan want to make a deal. Hansen explained, so what's the plan? A deal is they're not going to run up surpluses at the same extent. We have a $1.1 trillion trade deficit, which you pretty much validated.
Right.
And Trump's momentum is just beginning.
But I still don't know what the actual end game is. I mean, if you listen to what Trump has said, Originally, it was we're going to do reciprocal tariffs. Now, to me, the definition of reciprocal is if Canada charges us 16%, we're going to charge them 16%. So then he has what he called Liberation Day, and here's this board of tariffs, and if they charge us 16%, we're charging them like 7%. None of them are reciprocal.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of that's changed even now, and that only took effect for 3 or 4 days, and then he called that off and said, well, because people are being nice and saying they want to negotiate, we'll give them 90 days to think about this and work all this out. So even what he announced on Liberation Day is not even in place right now.
Yeah, but I
would except for Canada.
I'm glad we can all
not Canada, China.
We can all make our plans based on what he said.
I wouldn't play poker with the man.
I don't play poker for money anyway.
I
not
don't
anymore. I learned that one the hard way.
Is it break time?
Things that way.
Is it?
I don't know. I don't have my phone out.
Is Lizzie calling today?
Should.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we should go and take a break so we can talk to her when we get back.
Well, that's a reasonable thing to do.
I wonder if the computer will run itself. Probably not.
Well, if you get some of those chips from China, it might.
Yeah, that's called AI, isn't it?
I hate AI. I hate
the
very
like
notion.
It. I like it.
Yeah, but it's not artificial. Nothing about it. It's mass plagiarism.
It's like having the library right there.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. And a lot of people not getting credit.
Well, now that I'm back in the control booth, I will say you can call us and contribute to the conversation, 256-737-9505. And our shows are available in podcast format, so you can go to the Live 95 website, live95coleman.com, and choose on demand. Lots of the podcast platforms are listed there. You can subscribe there. And for a limited time now, apparently, they are available on Facebook Live videos on the Live 95 Coleman site. Facebook has changed their rules. They only keep videos now for 30 days. So you only have
hallelujah. Some of those are gone.
That's probably a good thing for some people. I know what you did last summer. Okay, we'll go answer the phone, and we'll talk to people when we get back. You're listening to The Elephant in the Room on Live 95.
Guthrie's Auto Service has been providing quality automotive service since 1985. Located in Coleman on Eva Road, just north of 157, Guthrie's Auto Service is a AAA approved and Napa Auto Care Center, meaning their repair work is warranted up to 3 years or 36,000 miles, and because they're part of the Napa Auto Care Network, their work is also warranted at over 14,000 Napa Auto Care locations across the country. Terry Guthrie and his team are award-winning, collecting Napa's Auto Care Center of the Year for the Nashville Distribution Center and a People's Choice Award in 2020. More information is online at Guthrie'sAutoservice.net.
In 1952, 7 men at an aluminum plant banded together and started Lister Hill Credit Union with only $5 each. Today, more than 92,000 have joined us, continuing the legacy of supporting themselves and the community through Lister Hill. It's all about we and what we can do together.
Are you looking for a reliable ride at the lowest prices in town with financing? PNC Auto has you covered. Finance options for all credit types, good, bad, or ugly. Plus, a free vehicle report is available for each listing. You can get pre-qualified today online at mypcauto.com. And they offer a free 90-day powertrain warranty or free maintenance for a year. No, we're not kidding. Chad Johnson and Paul Carpenter are ready to help you drive away happy today. Chad is available at 256-493-2491. Or Paul can be reached at 256-339-9932. PNC Auto on Highway 278 just past the Methodist Church or online at mypcauto.com.
Get ready, Coleman. It's time for a fun night out benefiting an important cause. May the 8th at the venue at Cotton Creek, it's Clothed in Coleman. an event benefiting Kurt's Closet, our local nonprofit that provides clothes for kids in need. Doors open at 5:30, and you can enjoy a delicious dinner and exciting live and silent auction, all while making a difference in your community. Tickets are just $60 per person, or you can reserve an entire table for $600. They can be purchased at kurtzcloset.org. This is Tommy. I'll be emceeing the event again this year. We're going to have a lot of fun at Clothed in Coleman, May the 8th at the venue at Cotton Creek. Tickets are limited, so you can get yours today at kurtzcloset.org.
Okay, welcome back to the Elephant in the Room. A comment off of Facebook was I can see you. I can hear you, but I can't see you. Well, the answer to that is our camera died. So maybe the camera will be back next season. For now, I'd like to welcome Isabel to the show.
Hello, Izzy.
Hey.
Hello. How are y'all doing today?
It's raining here off and on. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're not seeing any rain here in Starkville right now, but it definitely looks like it could happen.
Oh, yeah. It could.
Well, it has happened here. So for the weekend, from now through the weekend, how are we doing in Coleman?
Well, the weather that you're having right now is going to keep up throughout the weekend, really until about Sunday. So right now, temperature is at about 78 degrees, so it's a bit warm out there, but hanging around normal temperatures for this time of year. So it's feeling like a nice spring day, but very cloudy and, like you said, rainy as far as the sky conditions. Throughout the rest of tonight, there's going to be about a 60% chance of rain for the area, and there will be a bit of a break in the early morning hours, but then that chance is going to pick back up as we go into Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon into Friday night, that rain chance is going to increase from 50% during the morning and afternoon hours to 90% as you head into Friday night and into the first hours of Saturday. Highs are going to be similar tomorrow as well at about the upper 70s too. And then Saturday is more of the same. Mostly cloudy skies. The rain chances will go down slightly, hanging around the 50 to 60 percent range, but it is still going to be some scattered thunderstorms. And what I really want to note is that there is a chance for severe weather, and I know we hate to hear that, but there is a marginal risk tonight, and that's a level 1 out of 5 risk. And then tomorrow on Friday, for those scattered thunderstorms that I mentioned, there is going to be a marginal and slight risk. So that's it's kind of split right down the middle for Coleman, which risk we're going to have. But that's a level 1 and level 2 risk for Coleman on Friday night. And the main risk here is really some winds that could potentially be damaging. We are expecting some gusty winds, and hail is also possible. So you'll definitely want to bring your cars in if you park them outside, or if you can bring them in. But it shouldn't be nearly as bad as some of the other systems that we've seen move through this spring season.
Well, so there's good news and bad news.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. Now, Sunday, the clouds will linger, but the rain should let up.
Well,
Okay, good.
Good. Any caveats for us?
No caveats, just some gusty winds and some hail possible. It's looking like there will be about 3 inches of rain, a little less than that. But yeah,
That's
no caveats this weekend.
okay. I know you would not have prepared this, But, this is the Kentucky Derby weekend. And Friday is the Kentucky Oaks.
Are you asking the Kentucky forecast?
I was wondering if you had any idea what's going to happen in Louisville, Kentucky, Friday and Saturday.
Well, I can certainly check on that for you.
Well, I knew I put you on the spot. I apologize for that.
While you're doing that,
all right.
Can you explain why or how we get 3 inches? Is that just a really slow moving, or is it a lot of heavily widespread rain, or one shower that parks itself right over Coleman County, and an hour later we've had 3 inches?
Well, so that is actually, I should have clarified that a little bit. That is actually for the whole weekend. This weekend is 3 inches across that entire period. But it is interesting why we are having this weather, because it's not just your normal cold front that comes through with a mid-latitude cyclone. It's actually due to an outflow boundary, which is similar. It can act similarly to a cold front and create similar conditions to a cold front, especially with all that warm, moist air that we have over the southern states. But an outflow boundary is essentially when a thunderstorm or a system of storms, the cool air that is aloft in those storms begins to spread out. And so that is why it is so persistent throughout this weekend.
Okay.
Well, that's good information.
Yeah, it is. It certainly is.
I'm glad she knows what she's talking about.
I'm glad one of us does.
Well, one of the three of us. I don't know about Jay, but we do appreciate it.
I'm just here.
Okay. We'll look forward to having you on next week for a follow-up.
Yeah, I'll try not to spring anything on you like that.
No, that's okay. And
if
it's looking like weather. Oh,
no, go ahead.
If you figure out the Kentucky Derby, call Jay back and tell him.
Well, I actually was going to say it's looking like similar weather conditions are going to be over that area as well.
Okay, so it's going to be a wet track both days.
Yeah.
All right, that's what I needed to know.
Stay safe, stay dry. Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yep, can't wait to talk to you next week when I'm going to ask why we only got 2.2 inches of rain instead of 3. So.
Oh no!
Have a good one.
Stay safe,
Thank
Izzy.
you.
Y'all too.
Thank you.
I probably shouldn't have done that, but I did. I was interested. By the way, anybody who didn't know this, obviously, if you're at all interested in sports, you're aware of it. The Kentucky Derby is this weekend, and it is the fastest. What is that? Something 2 minutes in sports.
That's something like that. My mother-in-law, God rest her soul.
Whoever came up with that didn't ever watch NASCAR, did they?
Right. Donna's mother was a devout Kentucky Derby fan.
Well, I have become that.
And about the only thing about the Kentucky Derby that really pulled me in mint juleps.
Oh, geez, please don't. Have you ever had one?
I sipped one of them one time, and it's just like, no.
That's it.
Is that right up there with eggnog at Christmas?
That's another one that's just not worth the trouble.
I've never had eggnog.
The only thing good about a Kentucky Derby mint julep is the glass.
Yeah.
That's all that's good about it.
Wow. Yeah, your mama could relate to that, couldn't she?
I guess. Oh, my. Okay, so we were, to get closer to the subject.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, we were in the middle of solving the world's problems.
Well, just the problem between the U.S. and China.
Yeah, and I guess even though the Canadian problem is much bigger, the China problem is more problematic.
Right, and that's because historically Canada has not been our opponent.
Yeah, adversary.
Right. And of course, historically, China hasn't been, but that changed in the 40s with Mao
but
Zedong.
China's so two-faced and hypocritical, and you always know they're up to no good.
Well, I have to call a mulligan on why we're treating Canada so rudely. I mean, basically, we are negotiating the trade policy that Trump himself put into effect during his first term.
Oh my! You mean he made a mistake? He never admitted it. He would never admit it.
Maybe that was a setup.
Maybe. But I mean, before that, it was NAFTA, which I think Clinton and that group did, and I can understand why Trump didn't like that. So.
Yeah, and that was Mexico and Canada both.
Yeah.
And they're. Well, let's see. Canada, like I said, is a $1.3 trillion a year trading partner. Mexico is $839.9 billion.
So either one of them's bigger than China.
Oh, yeah, much bigger. So that tells you that it's.
But
there's more to it than just us and China.
Is Mexico making any drugs for us?
They're making most of our illegal.
I believe they're all illegal.
Illegal. How about Canada? Are they making?
I believe they may have some manufacturing finishing plants maybe not for the illegal drugs.
When we're looking for antibiotics or drugs of that sort, we're looking to China or India.
Oh, we're looking to China right now.
Yeah.
Not for penicillin related stuff or vaccines and that sort of thing, but for the raw materials that go into those.
So I'm assuming most of those drugs were developed here or were developed internationally. Why do they all go to China to be manufactured? The cost of manufacturing them?
Well, that's the raw materials being the first couple of steps of manufacturing. Then they do go to India and
China.
Well, China and Ireland.
Yeah, I think so.
And the U.S. and several other places where they actually finish them. At one time, I think it was Puerto Rico manufactured.
So why can we not finish all the drugs that we need? Why do we not? I mean, we've got enough drug manufacturers. I mean, for goodness sakes, when we had the COVID thing, they started making water.
Yeah.
Putting water in cans. I mean,
but see, that's because that's something that we can do here. We cannot make the stocks that they use for medications.
Can or won't?
Well, we're not set up to.
How long would it take?
Trump did, in his first term, make a big, it wasn't a loan, it was a grant, I think, to Kodak. Yeah. You remember that at all? Anybody ever heard any more about that since?
Nope.
I sure haven't. But that was because they always made chemicals. They used chemicals to, manufacture their film and then all the other chemicals that went into it.
Now they don't need it.
Thought you were describing 3M. They were still cleaning up after their mess. But.
Yeah. Right. Well, that may be one reason why we're not doing it here in the U.S. I know that's one of the main reasons.
I accidentally made a good point, didn't I?
That's one of the main reasons China does most of the rare earth metals, because it's not manufacturing, taking the ore or the raw material and turning it into magnets and other things has been a historically ugly environmental thing. And of course, we really don't want that stuff in the U.S., but we want China to have it. Now, that doesn't make sense because a lot of that does not. I mean, I've never seen pollution stop at the national border. Have you?
No. And you can't put up little screens either.
No, you sure can't. And that is, the pollution.
So what was in those balloons that China flew over us?
They're recording information.
Yeah.
They were looking for specific information. Probably it was on wind conditions and.
I think it was. If we set off a nuclear reactor, where will the wind deposit it?
Well, or if they were to release some rather unpleasant bacteriological warfare, where would the spores get to if depending on where you released it? So I mean that's probably the way that the next war will start, is through biological weapons rather than.
I don't remember a book that I was
nuclear.
reading some time ago about destroying a nation and keeping the buildings.
Yeah, well,
That's the infrastructure would stay. There were no nuclear holocaust, but biological. Kill the people, keep the buildings.
and you know one of the Chinese.
You're describing when the robots take over.
Yeah.
One of the Chinese
Robots need buildings, right?
generals.
Yeah.
One of the Chinese generals on his retirement gave a speech that basically said we're going to have to cleanse Australia, the U.S., Canada, and the U.K. That's what will happen. Now, I've kind of marked that down as, one of those fringe sorts of things, but I don't know.
Well, I would like to believe that it was, but I don't know. And as we look at what's happening in the world now, it's possible.
Well, and this particular person that was telling me that is somebody that has a really good memory and is very interested in history and would know, if anybody did, what was said in a retirement speech like that. So I'm not saying that he didn't say it, but is that going to be the policy of the Chinese? That's the part. Who knows?
Well, when you look at COVID, maybe that was a good start.
Well, whether it was on purpose or not, it really did let the world know what could happen. So
I will die believing that it was on purpose.
Well, I long ago did not think, in 2020 when it first was identified, the government was pushing the idea that it was wild. It was, from the monkeys or something in the Chinese hinterlands. But it wasn't. I mean, I don't see how it could have been, because the particular strain that has been identified was one that was pretty far removed from anything they found in nature.
Yeah, statistically.
Yeah, statistically, that would not have happened by accident, given what was already there. So but anyway, that's what I have been saying, was that it was released by accident. I guess my Susie Sunshine was showing that hadn't become quite so cynical.
So has Trump gotten us into a precarious position for which there may not be any reverse?
Well, that's where we're at right now. We don't really know. Jay, do you have any idea?
I would have to say no, because everyone on TV at least is saying that China's suffering a lot more than we are. So they're going to be the ones to give in first.
Or blow us up.
That too.
We did talk about what our
Should have certainly thought about Japan too in World War II.
Yeah.
So
we did talk about how much our trade is with China, but I think China has basically said that we're not but about 30% or less of their world exports.
They lie.
So
Temu is more than that.
well, is the U.S. the only place that is sold? I mean, it probably is the main place, but we buy a bunch of stuff here.
And I think the bad thing is, if China goes in and takes over Taiwan, we don't get no more chips.
that's true.
That is one of the main things that I've been concerned about with China and Taiwan.
I don't remember.
But is no AI a bad thing? I mean, most people will be able to keep their construction
No, it's
jobs.
not just AI.
Some of us
They're
still know how to look
responsible.
up the card catalog.
They're
The what? No, I'm kidding.
they're responsible for something like 70% of world chip production.
Yeah.
Taiwan, not China.
Yeah. Why do you think China wants them? Why do you think China's going to make a run at them?
And why did the U.S. put U.S. troops on those islands right off the coast of China.
Why is Japan
arming?
suiting up?
And the Philippines.
Probably the same reason that Putin still wants the rest of his territory. It's those are our people.
Yeah.
Well, he wants to start with what the Soviet Union had in the 80s, I guess, 70s or 80s.
We haven't said anything about Putin in a couple of weeks. Wonder what's going on in Russia. I read that they're almost bankrupt.
Well, that's very possible. I mean, well, I don't know. They trade so much oil to China and I've forgotten who else. India. India's another one.
The European Union and the United States is trying to punish countries that buy the oil from Russia.
Yeah, how's that worked?
I don't see it working out.
It hasn't very well, anyway.
It hasn't in the past, but
all we've managed to do is to lower the cost of oil for those other countries because we will not, they have to sell it for less there than the world price, just to sell it.
Yep.
So,
but that's Russia is, I think, slowly decomposing. They don't have any money. They're losing army.
It's not what I'm hearing. Oil's generating a ton of money for them.
Yeah, it is, but not enough.
And their illegal activities in the U.S. with the Russian mafia don't import a lot of U.S. cash.
Yeah.
But
so do you think if we pull our support for Ukraine, which I doubt we will ever do, that Russia would basically not be able to win because they're out of money?
I think if they won, it would take them a lot longer.
Well, they have already started importing North Korean troops, and I believe there's even some Chinese troops that have...
I don't know about Chinese. They imported the North Korean, and I think they were summarily slaughtered.
A lot of them were. But if you'll think, go back to the 20s and 30s, Spain was the proving ground for the Nazis. They used a lot of their tactics and new equipment to see how it really worked in a war situation.
So now North Korea has an idea of how well they have prepared their troops.
Well, they have an idea of how not to fight a war in this day and time. So anyway, the world is a mess, but I think it always has been.
Yeah, this is nothing new. I don't think it's as much of a mess now as it was during JFK's time or during Reagan's time before the fall of the Soviet Union.
Soviet Union.
90s was kind of a boring time.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
I don't know. There was a lot going on. It wasn't always as out there as the 70s and 80s.
So what's going to happen next in the world of Trump and the world of America? I mean, we got, about 10 minutes left? 2 minutes left? 4 minutes left.
Oh, okay. Your guess is as good as mine. Let's just say chaos will reign supreme.
How long until these policies do you think really hit the economy? Do we begin to see real change, or are we going to see inflation? Are we going to see, as the pundits like to say, real pain?
Yes.
What's going to happen?
I think we're going to hurt before we get better.
And I'm not sure.
Trump's analogy of, all right, the surgery is complete, you're in recovery now. Had a little pain in the surgery, but now we're going to feel better.
No, I don't think so.
I'm not sure. I'm sure we're in pre-surgery.
Let's say that I think we will be learning how to reuse a lot of things that we have just taken for granted. You use it and pitch it. Because that's a lot of the inexpensive foreign imports have been things that you used 3 or 4 times and then threw away.
Yep.
But that's how everything's made nowadays.
Yeah, I know.
I have a disposable whirlpool on my back porch. After 3 years, it's barely holding itself together.
I have reached out
I probably can't afford a replacement one now.
I I have reached out to James R. Bowling, a representative north of us in the Morgan County, northern Cullman, southern Morgan County.
Yeah.
And he is as upset as we are about the Smith Lake thing. I have invited him on, and he has tentatively accepted to next week come and chat with us.
Good. Okay.
I'd like somebody to kind of that knows something, kind of let us know how it got
legislature and may or may not, be able to do something about it. Yeah, I will stay in contact with him and harass him. Maybe he'll come and shame him if he doesn't.
Now that I can understand.
Well, all right, thanks, guys. And it's probably about time for us to reconvene over at one of our favorite eating establishments, which shall remain nameless because they don't sponsor us.
Over there where we can sit out in the air.
Oh, yes, nice and warm now.
Yeah,
so,
lunch was great today.
Put me down for Thursday next week.
The funny thing is I could probably be like, hey, sponsors, and he would not doubt or hesitate a moment to do so. He just doesn't need the business.
They have plenty.
Yeah.
I'm Howard Rogers.
I'm Richard Morris.
And I'm the weird guy in the back.
We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Coleman's Live 95. It's time now to check our regional news from the Alabama Radio Network.